This episode, we head off in search of Wally the Wrasse. In the process, we get to check out this epic dive platform and come across one of the most mental fish spawning events we've ever witnessed.
And plus a spawning event, but this is insane. Like the biggest move I've ever seen, and red bass spawning, big Mary sea perch. We're off to the next reef.
Thoughts on Norman?
Very nice. Beautiful. Nice.
That's it?
Incredible. Too clear, too many fish. Off to the next reef now and continue on in the search of the dog-toothed tuna, which has been pretty quiet the last month. We've struggled.
I've given up. I have zero interest. I'm just here for moral support. I'm all about diving the pretty stuff now. Shooting dinner and diving all this. Look how nice it is. Look at all the fish there. Oh, magic. Could easily just spend a week here, but we always like want to just try new spots, and yeah, like I did a big chunk of this reef yesterday on a scuba dive. Probably did maybe a fifth of the northern end, and we just went and had a little bit of a snorkel this morning, but we did actually abort the dive because there were very suspicious looking stingers. And yeah, we're off to Michaelmans, everyone pronounces it differently. Yeah, we're heading there and just check the place out. We haven't been before. Looks pretty. Anyway, I think we're going to cook some jobfish up for lunch, so we will see you shortly. What's cooking down there?
I'm just doing a bit of crumb jobfish. Nothing exciting.
What's with the yolk?
Just using the white.
Hey?
Less sluggy.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
There you go.
So what have you got in that little concoction?
Salt, pepper, bit of sugar, jobfish, 3 cloves of garlic, and 2 egg whites. So just going to marinate for a bit, soak into the fish, and then crumb and fry. Simple.
Smells bloody delicious.
It's not too exciting.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
What time is it?
What does it matter?
Well, I don't know.
I want to know, does anybody else go by the clock? Michael's always like, oh, it's too early for lunch, even though we're both hungry. It's like, if you're hungry, just eat. But he'll wait.
Then you'll end up eating pre-lunch, and then another lunch, and then you end up having like 4 meals a day, 5 meals a day.
I can't say I've ever had 4 meals a day before I met you. Anyway, it is 11:30, so apparently that's too early. But he did wake up at about 10 o'clock.
Piss off.
I woke up about 3 hours before him, so that doesn't help. What was that? What are you going on about down there?
But it's just like at 6 o'clock in the morning. Michael slept in till 7:30. Oh my god.
Keep going. 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, yeah, right.
After a quick overnight stop at the dreamy Michaelmans Sand Cay, we're off to our next destination, Moore Reef. Today the mission was a little bit different. Due to a seasonal finfish closure, we decided we'd do the touristy thing and see if we could find Wally the Wrasse. He's pretty famous in these parts, and if you ever look up pictures of the Great Barrier Reef, he's usually one of the first things to pop up in your feed. After a bit of research, we'd learnt Wally liked to hang out under the permanent dive platforms set up for day trips for people coming out of Cairns. With a number of snorkelers in the water, we wouldn't be able to approach it until later in the day, so we were off to check out the reef on our own terms. So just jumping in on the pass, just outside of that pontoon, and the reef here is just absolutely pristine. It's so beautiful. We just had dolphins cruise past as well, which is pretty cool. Check this out though. Now, the difference between Wally and a normal wrasse is that Wally has been well trained to come up and greet people. In the wild, this is very unusual, and getting some footage like this can be pretty difficult. So we were surprised that we'd managed to find another wrasse, which wasn't Wally, but was definitely just as tame.
So many epic fish just here. Oh, moo! There's like 100 moos, 200 red bass. I just saw Maori sea perch, permit, snub-nosed dart. Like, there's so many fish.
We weren't expecting much, and we'd basically just jumped in to cool down for the day. We were expecting a couple of turtles and maybe some pretty reef, but what we got to witness over the next couple of hours was one of the fishiest things we've ever seen.
It's incredible. We've got a huge school, the biggest school I've ever seen, just spawning with red bass, and there's just about 4 or 5 big sharks hanging out. We can't feed. This is just, yeah, wow. Love it when you stumble across something like this. This is amazing. You got to check this out.
The yearly finfish closures fall on 2 full moons during summer, usually occurring in October and November. Its purpose is to offer a safe environment for these species to breed, ensuring an abundance of fish for the future. The full moon serves as a primary trigger for the fish spawning event, and with this many milling about in one spot, there was not a shadow of doubt that these fish were about to throw their keys in the bowl and get ready to mingle. As the sun began to dip, we noticed the reef started to come alive in this one pass in particular. We were seeing huge schools of red bass, big eye sea bream and trout.
This is ridiculous.
Huge long nose.
What do you reckon, Michael? Night dive?
That's like
This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Oh, and Michael, there's clownfish here too.
So I don't know if this is like just the green zone or it's the green zone plus a spawning event, but this is insane. Like the biggest moo I've ever seen, and red bass spawning, big Maori sea perch, huge long nose, like aquarium fat long nose emperors. It's just incredible down there. You got to check it out.
Whenever you're hunting or trying to film fish like this, it's always a good idea to stay on top of the reef. You become a lot less noticeable to the fish and you tend not to spook them. So we were free diving down this wall and hiding in this cave where we could watch this amazing spectacle.
So there are just more and more fish turning up every second. And now there's like a dozen big coral trout. I think those trout want to mate with you. was insane.
That was incredible.
That was nuts.
I literally, after the last few days of diving, how quiet it's been, I was literally just getting in to cool off because it was so hot. Just like, oh, huge moo on the surface. And I was like, ooh, jump in, there's about 10 moo. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then it just got better and better and better. And the species like huge long nose, massive moo, trout, jobbies, Maori sea perch, like red bass, like going crazy. It's mind blowing.
You see now that people always talk about the big breeders, and they were all like big breeders. They were all huge. Everything. There was not like one small moo or one small long nose.
What are we going to do now? Bobby?
Yes, safe. Yep. Oh wow. Oh wow.
We just saw someone new swimming across.
Yeah, probably Michael. Oh, that makes you dizzy.
It does, doesn't it? It's like, oh.
It's right.
Don't touch it too hard, it might collapse.
No, it won't.
Oh, they said there's 2 pinnacles as well.
So yeah, there's 2 and they're called pinnacles. Just
In the past or somewhere else?
I think it's probably I think just in the front of it. I might get a show of that.
Yeah.
That was the best.
It's pretty good, hey? It was actually further out where I was going to go, but we saw all the bait and went, let's just jump in there. Hey?
Run that bit.
Yeah.
I'll call the bait.
He says he's got 10 of them and they go along every 10 metres. There's like
Oh,
5
wow.
metres or something of it.
Do they stay here in cyclones?
Going out, but this stays here.
Our buddy boats on Nalakai stopped by the pontoon earlier in the day. It was pretty special to get a full private tour and have a chat with the caretaker who lives out here part-time. He told us Wally comes around in the mornings, and our best bet was to pop over just before the boats arrive from Cairns. Okay, so we are on a bit of a mission this morning to find Wally the Wrasse. So we've heard he's around here somewhere. He's usually at this platform in the morning. So just asking if they mind if we jump in. We came by yesterday and they gave us a full tour, which is awesome. And hopefully Wally's going to be here and we can go for a dive with him. It's pretty friendly apparently. I love diving any type of underwater structure like this. You never really know what to expect, and this time the fish life was quite surprising. The usual characters like the giant trevallies and a couple of red bass were hanging around, but there was also this huge school of big eye sea bream in the shadow of the pontoon. Despite all these fish, we still didn't see Wally, and we were starting to think he had better plans for the morning when he finally emerged from the gloom, and boy was he happy to see us.
Yeah, he's so friendly. Crazy. Does he bite anyone? Yeah. Look at my hand there and he's just like rubbing against it.
Join us next episode as we round out this season finale with our last provision run for fresh fish and coconuts.
7 knots! We have 0 fish.
We really sucked the last few weeks. Check out where we've just woken up.
With a glorious sail south to Townsville, where we'll be leaving Popao for a while.
Making life decisions on what we're going to do for work.
A huge thanks to our current patrons for your ongoing support. And if you'd like to grab some merch, check out our link on screen or head to sailingpopao.com.au. Cheers.